There are numerous fields of study, such as sociology, anthropology, and political science, among a lot others, that actually perceive the human being as a social animal. This is to say that humans have an innate tendency to seek connection, to seek interaction, and above all, to seek cooperation with others. In essence, one can say humans are naturally inclined to form social groups. However, for peace, stability, and order in these social settings, laws are established and morals are adopted. Hello and welcome to today's episode on navigating the ethical waters. In today's discussions, we are going to explore the interplay or the relationship between law and morality, with a specific focus on public relations and marketing. I am Eke Abuate, and I'm joined by 4 distinguished panelists who will be sharing their thoughts, their insights, and their ideas into this topic. I'm here with
Pamela Arthur,
Nyavo Mausi, Mary Champon,
Hannah Foko Okwalposi.
Thank you for gracing the program today.
Thank you for having us in your wonderful settle.
All right, before we delve into the major discussions for the day, let's establish an understanding of what law is and what morality is. So on this note, what is law and what is morality?
Well, I think morality has to do with a set of values and principles that guides our decision-making in our society where we find ourselves.
Okay. Any further thoughts?
Laws are sets of rules that everybody is expected to follow in a given society. It's like a guidebook that helps to maintain fairness in our actions. In essence, it's like a roadmap that helps to navigate our actions in a society. But in relation to PR and marketing, laws are regulations that govern individuals and companies in their advertising. Some common laws may include data protection law, to make sure that the data you are collecting from your consumers or your customers is well protected, and marketing standards. That one talks about making sure your advertising is not exaggerating. Okay. It's not misleading customers. It's not too deceptive, but then it is true. Yeah.
Do we have any further add-ons to that?
I'm actually being exposed because I really had no idea about their advertising standards. Oh, wow. Yes, so it seems to be, yes, I even didn't think there will be laws that will be governing. And I'm sure the same thing our audience will be thinking. Because usually when we think of law, we are looking at the Ghanaian, exactly, constitutional law. We are looking at the laws that govern the countries, and then we forget that in every discipline there are laws. Yes, so I'm glad that we are being exposed to this. Yes,
that's amazing. That's amazing. Per your definitions of what law and morality is, you mentioned that morality is encapsulated in values and principles, and she also mentioned that laws are like codes that guide our actions and behaviors within a society. Don't they sound almost like the same thing? Because your morals also guide to opinion. No, and the laws are also there to guide your behaviors. So how do we differentiate between laws and morality?
Well, I think that a little chipping before the differences. I always say that to everything there are rules and regulations that governs it. One may not get up and just get a boom. I want to do this. You need to look at the laws. You need to, whether it favors. No one look at morality. You are looking at your respect. You are looking at your integrity, and you are looking at all these things. Now, you may live in a home, and then somebody will see you say, "Oh, I want my daughter to be like you." So now, what has the person see that would want or is wanting to want that child?
Yeah, child.
Yes. What have I exhibited that, oh, this woman, this man wants my child to be like, oh, this person, that person. I believe that has to do with the way you carry yourself. When we are talking about morality, it has to do with the way you carry yourself, your integrity, the respect, the way you carry yourself, the way you see it. Because everything, there are things that govern things. I remember when I went to secondary school, so then I never knew that walking cry, there's you know
What yes. That wasn't hard to you. I once had a teacher who said that the ladies in my class, we work like gentlemen, and we had to be literally conscious with the way we walk from that very moment. You know? I mean,
so even walking in Pono, there is a certain something that, and one sister will say, ladies don't walk like eating, and then your tummy is not supposed to show through in your uniform. So all these things are kind of morals that in our society we see, people see, that think that
our life should be shaped
by. If I go contrary to my respect, I lose respect from you. Yes. Respect is reciprocal. If I talk to you anyhow, I will say to you, garbage in, garbage out.
yes.
But with law, no matter what you do, if you are caught by the law, you are caught by the law.
And you are punishable by it.
Punishable by it, but morality. Coffee, sleep at 8. In my house, you sleep at 7:30. If I don't sleep at 7:30, you end up talking plenty. No, I won't go to court. I won't be sanctioned with letters for not sleeping at 7:10.
yes.
But with the law, it's strict. Do not do this. In recent times in the news, it came up that anybody who calls somebody a witch, you'll be found wanting.
Yes.
Now, it's lawful. Before, we just say, yes, everybody better go our ways. But now, if I make that mistake and call somebody a witch, now, if I'm brought to the court of law or to face the law, I will, and it will be so miserable. So I think that the morals, it helps us in the style we think and the way we behave, right? So it's a bit different for the law. So out of probably one of them, we get one of them, but they are not the same to understand.
Okay, how do I say other amazing thoughts Ascom has shared with us on how different law and morality are.
Okay, so looking at the difference, so she talked about the being an individual's conviction. So morals are mostly the convictions of individual. Exactly. So morals will look at religion. So religion in the sense that the beliefs of Christians are different from Muslims. With days and all these. Yes, exactly. So Christians maybe would not marry. So by a Muslim, I think they do marry more than yes. So looking at culture varies. An individual perspective, the values and beliefs, the way I do things will be different from her. And what she thinks is right will be wrong to me. Exactly. So, and looking at laws are strict. Laws, you have to adhere to it. So if you don't adhere to it, you would, they're punished. Exactly. So laws are mandatory. You have to do it. There are strict rules, there are strict guidelines that you have to do it. Laws, there are no strict rules, there are no guidelines. You can't do anything if you don't do. There is something that you do morally wrong. There is nothing that anybody does.
Probably just your own personal.
Exactly. So what I did was wrong. Exactly. So that is what I.
On this basis, we could look at this from the lens of PR and marketing.
Certainly.
Yes. So practically, let's look at a pharmacy. So this pharmacy has all the documentations. Or let's say they want to introduce a product, and this product has been FDA approved. Lawfully, they have all the rights to go ahead and proceed and then sell these products. But in a case where this product has some kind of influence negatively on consumers, well, morally it becomes that pharmacy's responsibility to alert the consumers. But if they don't, legally nobody would question them. They are not going to be punished for it because they have all the right documentation, all the right registrations that they need. But morally, are you being transparent with your consumers? Are you being customer focused? So this is where we could differentiate morality and then law. Practically, we could also look at, let's say, an automobile company, and then they produce airbags. And then let's say they have issues with faulty airbags over the period. So it has caused incidents to consumers, and they are sued for this. And they go through the court proceedings. They are free of everything. They pay every charges. Yes, they can go back to their sales, except that they have to be very professional in dealing with it. But legally, they can still sell. The question of morality comes in if this organization had stated earlier to consumers that, oh, falsely, we have our, unfortunately, we have our airbags being faulty. Then they are setting a good reputation for themselves. But now you are free to still sell, but you are supposed to consider your reputation before your consumers. So when we are looking at this from a PR lens or a marketing lens, this is when we can differentiate law. Even though he has gone through the court proceedings, he is not at any, what's the right word to use? He is not forced or rigid that he can't proceed with his normal. He's free. Exactly. But morally, is it right? Exactly. So looking at this from a PR view, a PR perspective, this is some practical examples that we can come up with. So if we should be operating a PR agency, for instance, we should look at these things as things that we should consider. Though we are doing this lawfully, are we doing it morally? Because both goes hand in hand. Yes. Though they are different. Yes, so these are things that we could consider.
And yes. And sometimes laws too may seem unjust to some people.
Exactly.
So sometimes morality chip in this. It's just kind of give those who set these laws to look at it.
Exactly.
So when the parliaments are looking at certain rules laws that they have to amend. So this too is something that I found.
Exactly.
So
Sure.
per our discussion so far, can we then say that being moral is not enough? Read laws as well.
Then we could also say being lawful is not enough.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
If there are no laws, we'll just behave anyhow. Animals need laws.
Oh, yes.
Certainly.
So if we are not pushed by law or laws are not added to our daily routines, we'll just behave anyhow here. If your boss says you come to work on your appointment letter, you report at 8. Morality or some, I have to sleep for my body.
But employee focus,
You see, to be at work at 8.
yes.
So if all these things are not put in place, it will not balance.
We have our own way.
It will not balance. If not, we'll just go astray. We'll just, okay, morality. I'll just go. Then if I see that you are not doing anything right, come as well say you have nothing that is no one is going to punish me for this.
But you know, Pamela, if you are being moral, then you shouldn't be late for work.
Thank you so much for your amazing insights.
Well, we've meant that law and morality go hand in hand.
Coming up in our next discussion, we're going to explore the similarities between law and morality. Still on the focus, with the focus on PR and marketing. Before then, this program is strongly sponsored by Mikania Enterprise, Sherry Cocoa Derby, Super Honey Juice, and Weekend Beach Gaming.
where my colleague left. This is navigating the ethical waters where you explore the interplay between law, morality in the context of public interest. Which means here are 4 beautiful panelists. And I go by the next somewhere or we have them introduce.
I'm Mabel Onyano, Fadila Lidi, Mariam Lamte, Cynthia Dakwa Akuno. Akuno. Yeah.
I had kill it. Wonderful. So, any of my colleague and panelists actually examine what law is, what morality is, and they try also to establish some difference between the funders of public relations. And what we are actually going to do is we are also going to continue with examining what are some of the similarities in law and morality, and then related in the context of public relations. So I would want to start with Mabel to give us our similarities in this context. Well,
I will first describe what law and moral is. For me, I'll describe laws as rules and regulations governing the society to ensure discipline. And I'll also look at morals as a good conduct or a good behavior, which will also ensures discipline. And they are all there to shape the human behavior. For instance, if you look at lying, legally, lying is wrong, and morally is also wrong. When a person lies, with legal, when you are sent to the court, there are something that we call like is the everywhere you go, the society don't accept lying as something which should be done. So whether it's legal or according to the law and even with morals, your morals does not permit you to even lie. So they are all in the same way shaping the human behavior for you not to also lie, because you'll be filled with some sort of guilt in you.
that's moral.
That's no running.
So can we also say that as we are talking about lying, where we want to relate it to law, that also say that when you lie or some or you bear false witness and did something, that you are actually he found me that it's actually a false witness, man, against that person. The law is actually going to take you.
Yes.
Right? Both take you.
Yes.
So it comes with a consequence.
Yes.
Legally established consequence that when you bear false witness, sort of lie and be someone all someone, you are actually going to be taken off.
Yes.
And maybe morally to society, the
society will also take you down, because as soon as they see you, you even be pointed. Is it not this person who lied against this one? Like there are some sort of conflict between you and the society because the moral laws.
I would like to chip in something.
Yeah, chip in something.
So an example can be a Muslim. Morally, it's not right for a Muslim to drink alcohol. So immediately he drinks alcohol, he has breached his moral right. Yeah. And according to the law, you don't have to drink and drive. So immediately you drink and drive, you've also breached the law.
And they are all the drinking there makes it like it's the same alcohol drink. So they are similar. It's not that maybe different. Once you drink the alcohol, with morally you are wrong, and with legally you're also wrong. And drive up.
There are consequences there.
Yes.
And then when morally you are not supposed to, based on your moral principles, whenever setting you find yourself either personally or maybe in a religious setting. Right? So let's say when the person doesn't drink or deter from drinking because of his moral principles in the religious setting or personal, or because of the law that says don't drink and drive. Alright, so the person doesn't drink. It means these two, moral and morality and law, It's actually the shaping
the human being behavior. Yes.
As
Here.
very insightful. Lyrics. Okay, quickly let me proceed by asking Amida for whenever what are some of the case studies that you can view to what that are relevant to this context.
Okay, as Mabel said earlier, laws, they are principles, a set of principles that governs an institution, a society, or an individual. In today's world, law is everything. Without law, a country is nothing. An example, I would like to give an example before I move to the case study. So an example is a fruit juice company claiming to use an organic product such as strawberry in making fruit juice. Meanwhile, they didn't use the organic products. Rather, they used the chemical one in making it. Okay, so the first case study I will touch on is a beverage company that brought out a chocolate product and claimed that it has vitamins that enhances growth in children. Meanwhile, what they said wasn't what they did. According to the research that was done on the chocolate product, yes. So ethically, they were not being transparent and honest to the society. And morally, I think they should bring out strategy that will govern whatever they do. As saying, they shouldn't mislead the society in whatever they do. Another example I will give, if you have no other questions for me.
Question: when you say morality, they agree. Isn't there like a moral supposed to establish a set of principles, ethic that as an institution we're supposed to that, all right? So when you don't observe those things in your doings, isn't that when you are attending research?
Yes. Yeah.
So that means this particular reach those goals.
Exactly.
I mean, principle.
Exactly.
So is there? I mean, in this case study, have they solved that any legal? I mean, the legal is doing or a law. I mean, have they fault anywhere? Have they fault any law?
Yes. And yes, in a sense that they lie to the society. Not just the society, but
They were not
they were not transparent to
It's public and targeted, and targeted audience.
They were not transparent to their
target.
They were not transparent. Man, you have that transparency have legal consequences. If you need to be transparent, they have legal consequences.
Okay, so let me use the normal beverage we take. I might make a choice from a beverage drink depending on what they said the drink contains. So as to me consuming and then what they say is being made of is not in it. You've breached the trust we have and the transparency for the fact that you hide the products you use in making the drink. I don't know if it is clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
person consuming it.
Yeah.
Wanted the organic product.
Yeah.
And you are seeing a different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's continue by, in every field there are theories that actually try to explain how things are done in that particular field. And the field of population and markets elsewhere. There are theories about that. So there's something about the detail, the whole shooting in the parties in this field, right? So, comments. I think some theories that are studied here, some may be smart that we are discussing in the context of public relation.
Yes.
Something law, and when it comes to law, this is the stuff.
Yeah, there are some theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
There are some theories. So talking about the morality theory, I'll talk about a theory called the deontology theory, which was deontological theory, which was propounded by Immanuel Kant.
and it says it focuses on doing right or wrong, being right or wrong, regardless of its consequences. Yeah, so let me use an organization as an example. Let's say my organization goes with the deontological approach. It has a strict policy that states that do not lie to a customer regardless of what is at stake. So using the beverage example they give, a client comes to my company telling me to promote this beverage, that it contains this and this, or when you drink it, you get this and this. But then that's what they are telling me to tell the customers. But when they came to me, they told me that, oh, it doesn't really do this and this. It doesn't really do what it is saying, what I'm telling you to tell them.
But
They want me to tell them that according to my ethics or the morals in the company, we are not supposed to lie to the customers. Yeah, so I'll stick to my morals. I'll stick to be honest to them and tell them the truth, even if it will go against us losing the client. Yeah.
So that's what deontology actually examines.
Yes.
It doesn't really regard the consequences.
It doesn't really regard it.
Whether it is
Right or wrong.
It's sort of straight.
Yes.
Fatila, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. Okay. So to my best of understanding, I think there is another theory called the situational, which one is able to judge out of the issue at hand or the situation at hand. With this, we're using the same beverage issue as in a public relation and marketing practitioner. You one way or the other, you end up stealing some of these beverages due to you liking the taste or the some of the supplements or things they use in producing it. You steal it, and then at the end of the day, because you are the public relation practitioner here in this case, but yet still you cannot afford a product from your company, then you take it home.
Is it that you are not well paid?
Yeah,
That's how you can afford.
yes. So if it is a case where you are paid, then you will be able to, get rid of yourself from the company instead of taking it. Yes.
So the situation actually is that because you are not well, you can't really afford.
Yeah.
I mean, that particular
Yes.
so when you go ahead to do it.
You take it. Yeah.
Want to
Yeah.
You know it. Yeah. So you make your decision based on the fact that you don't have enough or you're not being paid enough to be able to.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, so that's what the situational ethics. I mean,
Yeah.
So with that theory, they have to look at the situation at hand, which made you steal.
Still. So that is what I'm about.
Did not want to steal actually, but due to your situation at hand, maybe because you can't afford this, you decide, oh, let me take just one.
so with this theory, if I understand very well, it means whether you are caught, when you are caught, whether you are right or wrong, it doesn't really, or that's another discussion.
It doesn't really matter, but the situation at hand that led to that action is what is yes.
Great one there. These are very selfish.
But you have a nice shirt to wear. Any Thank you.
Don't forget this program is sponsored by Sipahadikon, Juice Bar, Sherry Coco's Garden, Mikamian Enterprise, Weekend Beats, Pivot. I want to thank my panelists very much for joining me today for this session. And thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome.
I will end this session with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, "Morality is the basis of all things, and truth is the substance of all morality." Let's remind ourselves of this course as we embark on our professional lives, personal lives. Thank you.